Hey guys, Budget Girl here, and today I'm going to do a review of Dave Ramsey's new budgeting system, EveryDollar. Now, I'm not affiliated with Dave Ramsey in any way. I am a fan of his Financial Peace University and Baby Step system, and that's what I'm using to get out of my own debt. But this is just a review on the app that he's created about a month ago. I did use EveryDollar to track my April expenses, and there are some really cool things about the app. There are some not cool things about the app. So first of all, it's very pretty. It's very, very clean, and it's very intuitive. If you haven't done a budget before, all you have to do is go in here and set it. You say, this is how much I'm going to allocate for groceries, this is how much I'll allocate for restaurants, for debt payoff, and you give every dollar a name. It's a zero-based budget, exactly like Dave teaches. And when you want to track spending, you just go over to transactions at the top, click Add New, click Add New. Yay. Alright, click Add New, and then you enter either your expense or your income, and you have to choose a budget item to put it in, and you say how much it is, and it tracks it. You can hook it up to your bank account, so it imports the transactions from your debit card, but it's $100 a year, $99 a year, and I did not want to do that. The way I have budgeted over the past 2-3 years is I have a spreadsheet on Google Docs that, hopefully it's easier to see this, it's just an Excel sheet that I keep on there, and it's very similar to what Dave does, though his is a little bit cleaner. It's hidden. What I do is I have this box here that lists all of my expenses and how much I plan to spend for them, how much I actually spend, and how much I have left. It totals out at the bottom. So the difference, oh, and whenever I spend something, I track it into one of these boxes that are labeled, and they automatically report back to here and subtract the money when I put stuff into that box. So you can see how EveryDollar is a little bit cleaner than my little 3-page system that I have to paw through. Mine's very colorful because I like colorful. But there is kind of one thing that I just couldn't do. In my budget, everything tracks down to a bottom total system. So I can see how much over I am, and not only here can I see in which category I'm over in, but down at the bottom it tells me how much money I have left total for my budget and how much I have, or how much I've overspent. So it totals everything down at the bottom. Dave's system totals your income right here, but it doesn't total what you've spent down at the bottom. So for instance, this month I went over by $3 in renter's insurance. I went over $3 in pet care. I went over $15.37 in personal, $10 in groceries, and I had $1 left in the restaurant fund. So I can scroll through here and see how much I went over and under in each category, but there isn't an easy way for me to, and it also shows you a little roundabout here of what you've spent, but it doesn't make it easy for you to see just overall how much you went over or how much you have left. It also, and this really kind of stuck in my craw a little bit, it says you're over budget if you've spent more than you planned, which, yes, I understand, I kind of get that, but my income, my expected income for the month was $14.73, and that is the minimum that I make doing 2 40-hour work weeks. Usually I do overtime though, and so my actual income was $1751.73. So it doesn't let you spend that extra money without altering your planned income. And it doesn't tell you how much there is division between it anywhere. You have to get out a calculator and do the math elsewhere. So it doesn't tell you how much you didn't plan for. So when I get a gas reimbursement from work, the way I normally do it is I don't know how much that's going to be until I get it. So I put in what I got, and then usually I take $50 out of that and I put it in a car fund. And I use that to kind of, because it's a gas reimbursement, I put it in a gas fund. So, but it doesn't let you spend that if it's not planned for, if that makes sense. In my budget, I have a box where I track my income here, and I have it calculate out after planned. So it tells me exactly how much I was over, and then what I do is I pull that and I drop that down into savings, or I use whatever money I went over in my regular budget and I subtract it from that and then put the rest to savings. So it basically makes you do a lot of math outside unless you know to the exactly what it's going to be. So that may be a little nitpicky, but it's the way my budget works. So, and I need to know those numbers. I need to know those numbers, and I need to be able to record those numbers somewhere. There aren't any note boxes or anywhere where you can track any debt progress. Here, it's very simple, which is very good for someone who's just getting started on a budget. But I do worry a little bit that if there are extenuating circumstances, or if there's something that isn't in that original planned number that happens, people aren't going to know how to deal with it. So, if you're new at least. Same time, when I was new, I didn't really know how to work a spreadsheet either. It became more and more complex to fit my needs as I went along. So, there's, like I said, there's also no place to track debt progress or do anything extra in there, which a lot of people who budget and are trying to get out of debt do. I actually, in my budget, I keep a log of how much I paid off in debt, how much interest and principal I paid, and I'm able to look at that at a glance. So, and it's all right here in this one document online, whereas if I were to keep using this, I'd have to keep two separate budgets. So, I definitely recommend this if you just want to try out a zero-based budget. If you're a little bit more of a veteran to budgets and you already have a spreadsheet situation, or if you use Mint, or you need a budget or one of those, it's slightly different, and I really just wish there was a totals section where you could do a couple of things. Now I understand this is a brand new, this only came out about a month and a half ago, so they're probably going to end up making a lot of additions and fixes to problems, but for right now, I'm going to go back to my normal spreadsheet budget. It's very pretty. It's very pretty, and mine is not nearly as pretty, but I know mine works for me. So give it a try. It's not something I'm going to be able to keep doing. I actually ended up exporting all of my data. Oh, that's another thing. You can't export from there, so you can't like print out all of your transactions or anything like that, because I keep records of these. I have budgets for the past 3 years saved in Google Drive, and I can pull them up and see what I spent my money on any given month. So it does worry me a little bit that that I wouldn't really be able to go back and check it perhaps without problems, especially if it doesn't work out. So I exported all of my numbers into one of my little spreadsheets and I saved it, and that's it. So tell me below if you tried EveryDollar. Once again, this is not a slight against Dave Ramsey. I absolutely adore Dave Ramsey. I've talked to him on his radio show a couple of times. He has no idea who I am, but he's given me some really great advice. And nothing's perfect. Nothing at all is perfect. But if you're new to budgeting, give it a shot. If you're older to budgeting, give it a shot. But if you're a little more complicated and you like things the way you're a spreadsheet nerd, then you might want to take a soft pass and keep doing what you're doing if it's working. And that's what it's all about. Budgeting is doing what works for you. So pitchforks below in the comments. Feel free. And I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll have my April budget update up sometime Friday. So come on back, and it's good to see you guys. Bye.